Good morning. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good
सर
afternoon.
सब फर्स्ट मैच खेल रहे हैं
हाँ
फाइनली
सर आगे सर
Actually, they were planning to start from 15th, but from 15th, your seniors board practical exams are.
यस सर
Board practical exams, all of the campus will be occupied. Seniors का strength बहुत ज़्यादा है. So whole of the campuses will be occupied. So then
सर
accommodating.
खुद के स्कूल में ही हो रहा है बोर्ड
अब बोर्ड्स
वैसे
अभी
Oh, no, practical exams will be in your same campus. Every time. That was even before.
सर बोर्ड्स आर आल्सो इन द सेंटर ओनली ना
No, boards always need not be at the same center. Theory exams need not be at the same center. This time they are keeping it at the same center. Not previously. But
Okay, sir.
previously also, before the pandemic, practicals were conducted in your same college with an external examiner inspecting.
सर एक डाउट था सेंटर सर फैकल्टी चेंज होगी कि नहीं ऑफलाइन में फैकल्टीज
Your line in between got cut.
The faculty would change or not?
There will be two ways that they'll conduct. Out of the 3 lectures we take there in the center, 2 will be live lectures, 1 will be online lecture. Students who want to continue with the online can continue with the online. There is a
That will
digital
be
board in pace. So suppose we go morning 7:30, 7:30 to 9:30 there will be one class. 9:45 to 11:45 one class. 12 to 2 will be for one faculty. The other faculty will be in the reverse. So people who want to continue off online can continue online.
Sir, college will be online only, right?
Everything will be shifted to offline.
College to offline, online already started now, hybrid all.
College will be hybrid. Coaching will not be hybrid. ऐसा नहीं कि live lecture में कैमरा लगा देंगे. Either we take separately for the online or offline lecture.
सर लाइव लेक्चर में
Sir.
कैमरा नहीं लगा रहे हो मतलब इज देयर
सर तो हम लोग जेनिथ 1 में ही रहेंगे और हमारी फैकल्टी सेम रहेगी जो दादर और अंधेरी वाला है
Same रहेगा.
ओके सर
सर तो वीसी से नहीं कनेक्ट करेगा मतलब
VC नहीं Zoom से connect करें.
ओके सर सो
If you
बेसिकली
want to
सिमिलर
attend online, will continue to attend online. That you can attend even at the center, respective center. Either way, wherever you want.
हाँ सर ओके सर गॉट इट
Sir, and also, sir, they are taking test on the same subjects which we have already given. Like, sir, अभी जो Sunday को test है 27th को, in that permutation and combination which is already test TWT दिया उसका, MT में आया.
Maths or thermodynamics. We've done so many tests on that.
See, sometimes topics will be repeated because nothing can be done about it. The reason being, there are few sections which are lagging behind. जिसका thermodynamics अभी हुआ, जिसका PNC अभी हुआ है.
MT में कैसे किया उन्होंने?
So तो हमें क्यों
they might
देना
not
है
have
sir?
given the
It's so
test.
boring studying for the same chapters again. And it's not like we
हो
can.
जाएगा ना यार. Revision हो जाएगा.
Sir,
Look at the positive side of it.
सर
One day before I
ह्यूमन कॉलेज फुल है
Every
अच्छा,
Sunday we have a test.
उससे अच्छा
बाकी
आप
subject का कहाँ से पढ़ेंगे?
उसके बारे में nothing can be done. I told you there are some sections जिसका अभी center of mass conservation of momentum में I yet didn't वो section I had to take up just before your major test.
ओके सर
And उस section में center of mass चल रहा था. तो major test के लिए center of mass खत्म करना itself became an issue for me. I just took up that section before the major test. So there are some sections lagging behind.
is it possible that we give only a TWT on center of mass and collisions because the other two chapters हमारे खत्म हो गए टेस्ट भी हो गया उसका
अब वो अलग से paper
Sir, और वो हम लोग को अलग से
मिल
पढ़ना
जाएगा,
पड़ेगा and then we won't be able to do homework and stuff, sir.
हाँ
Because
सर एक सब्जेक्ट के लिए पढ़ना है जो हमारा टेस्टिंग बाकी है that is okay
no,
but
because
जो-
it's not like we'll deprioritize that, sir. Because अगर टेस्ट में खराब आया तो confidence जाता है. So then we'll be busy studying for that. So like the homework and other chapters that we get, मतलब
it can be the same test paper but
Okay,
सिर्फ
no,
एक
don't
subject
fight about it. Nothing can be done about it. Even if you people come to a conclusion, that will not be changed. That's going on for so many years. The people who are following up that software test and all that team के साथ माथापेची is not easy. Nothing can be done about it.
Sir, वो
So
team
don't
को
worry
change
about
कर
it.
दो sir.
डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, नथिंग कैन बी डन बोलने से चेंज कर दूंगा सर यार। उनसे वो नया पोर्टल पर शिफ्ट करवाने में सर नीचे पैर ऊपर
सर नए
तांडव
पोर्टल
करना
में तो
पड़ा।
कितने लोग ने दिया
सर
वो
आपको
भी
पीएनसी अच्छा लगता था?
So don't worry about all that topics. If they are repeated, it becomes a revision for you. Comfortably go ahead
सर
with it.
सर और
Now, so many
Sir, in the
tests
this can happen.
simultaneously cannot be taken. The portal will not. The portal will add trouble for us. So don't invite too many troubles. जो smoothly चल रहा है चलने दो।
सर पोर्टल में 12th का नहीं दिखा रहा है बट ऑलरेडी 12th स्टार्ट हो गया है तो उसके मतलब बुकलेट्स वो सब मतलब मिल जाते
तो
पोर्टल पे।
धीरे धीरे अपलोड कर रहे। They are on the job. That I have kept them informed. They are
ओके
uploading.
अभी
थैंक
भी
यू
वो प्रॉब्लम है कि कितने लोग ने दिया वो पता नहीं चलता टेस्ट। सर मतलब अभी
लैपटॉप
क्या सर?
रैंक में आ जाता है ना यार।
सर रैंक में सिर्फ हमारा रैंक आता है। अभी फाइनेंशियल में कैसा था, अभी मुझे सपोज 100 रैंक आया तो 100
नहीं,
अपॉन
इसमें
टोटल
भी आ रहा
नंबर
है।
ऑफ पीपल।
टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स अटेम्प्टेड आ रहा
नहीं
है।
सर, आता है सर, आता है
आ रहा है सर, आ रहा है।
डेस्कटॉप पे तो आता है सर।
सर माय बैड सॉरी।
Okay. Now listen, back to work. We dealt with parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. Yes or no?
No sir, only
So,
parallel. And you were going to show the
only
parallel.
So we have to do
Parallel
the
axis
derivation.
we
have to
we
derive
are
it.
supposed to do the proof.
Yes, ma'am.
यस सर।
Yes, sir.
Okay. ध्यान से सुनिए, the proof of parallel axis theorem. Parallel axis theorem. This derivation in your 12th boards. कौन सा boards?
12 HSC.
Guarantee question for 4 marks. Every year they ask.
Yes, sir.
Every
ये
year
पता
they
है.
will ask. This is the origin. This is a small element dm. Coordinates of this are x, comma y. This is a point P whose coordinates are a, comma b. Coordinates of P is a, comma b. A, comma b. Now this is a complete body. This is the center of mass. I placed my origin at center of mass to avoid confusion. Your previous HSC textbook used to give a very weird derivation. बहुत ही weird derivation देता. When they gave the revised textbook, they as it is picked it up from Halliday-Resnick Walker. So this derivation which I am doing for you for HSC syllabus is from your HSC textbook, which actually is picked up from Halliday-Resnick Walker. Ditto to ditto. Coordinates of this point are a, comma b. Center of mass and origin are here. This is the particle dm which you are studying. Integral of that will be the moment of inertia of whole of this body.
Yes sir.
Now I want the moment of inertia of that particle about the point P, about an axis passing through the point P. That means dm into this distance whole square. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
That distance be, have a look at it. This is total y. This will be y minus b. This is x minus b. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes sir.
So di will be equal to dm into this distance whole square by Pythagoras theorem. It is x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square. So far, so good. I have a square root and square, both have gone. Why will I have a square root? Pythagoras theorem. Square by virtue of definition of moment of inertia, sigma of mi xi square.
Yes sir.
Yes.
Yes sir.
Integral di, integral dm into x square plus y square plus integral dm into a square plus b square minus integral dm into 2 times x into a minus 2 times integral dm into y into b. Is my simplification correct? A minus b whole square, I opened up a square plus b square minus 2ab. A square I kept here, this I kept here. Similarly, y square I kept here, b square I kept here. Rearranged the variables.
Yes, sir.
See and get convinced with the simplification. I opened up the bracket and rearranged the variables. I skipped one step in between. View when you are writing in your boards, you will write the expansion of a minus b whole square, y minus b whole square, x square plus a square minus 2ab, y square plus b square minus 2ib. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To skip those two steps, you will miss 2 marks. Please don't. A minus b whole square, I
2
can afford
marks?
to be lazy, not you.
सर
No.
तो वो फॉर्मूला भी लिखना पड़ेगा सिंस a minus b whole square is equals to
अरे नहीं वो नहीं, ये एक्सपेंशन लिखो x स्क्वायर प्लस a
Okay.
स्क्वायर माइनस 2ab, y स्क्वायर प्लस b स्क्वायर माइनस 2yb. Then write this rearrangement. Agreed?
yes and
Now, can I recognize that dm into x square plus y square? Dm into x square plus y square, this is the distance, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I call this IC, moment of inertia above center of mass?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Plus integral dm is m. A square plus b square. Will it be the distance between the two parallel axes?
yes
Yes, sir.
This is your parallel axis theorem. क्या चीटिंग कर रहे हो यार? ये जीरो बना दिया आपने, ये जीरो बना दिया, ऐसा कैसा बना दिया यार? याद करो, सेंटर ऑफ मास में, if center of mass and origin are at the same place, mi(xi) on this side and mi(xy) on this side will be equal and opposite.
Yes.
Yes or no? mi(xi) on this side, mi(xy) on this side. Add all of them, it will be 0. Only then xcm will be 0. What do you
Yes,
write in
sir.
center of mass? xcm is sigma of mi(xi) upon sigma of mi. Now xcm is 0. You kept your origin at center of mass. Sigma of mi(xi) is 0. Sigma of mi(xi), sigma of mi(yi) is 0. But this privilege is extended if and only if you are talking about center of mass.
Center of mass.
That is the reason why we insist that this must be about the center of mass. dm into x square plus y square must be about the center of mass. By chance, if it is not the center of mass, you are in trouble. I will lay traps where you will be tempted to use parallel axis theorem when this is not about the center of mass. I will show you that probably at the end of today's class or the start of the next class. Student will be very much tempted to apply parallel axis theorem. First verification, parallel axis theorem, I should know the moment of inertia about an axis passing through center of mass. Second, this b should be the distance between the two parallel axes. This is I about p, by the way, I about p. For I about p, dm into this square is what you substitute. So this I about p will be ic plus m into d square. That is what you did. I about p is ic plus m into d square. Take it down till here. It's quite simple, provided you present it the right way. It is a long answer question in your boards for 4 marks. Diagram will carry 1 mark. Initiation carries 1 mark. Derivation will carry 2 marks. Initiation matlab, what is P, what is C, what is DM, what is X comma Y, what is A comma B need to be written.
सर बट उन लोग को समझ आएगा कि जीरो क्यों किया है कि उसका भी रीजन लिखना
लिखेंगे आप C and O. Center of mass is at the origin. The initiation itself you write.
ओके
And आप एग्जाम में ऐसा एरो लगा के जीरो नहीं लगाने का. They will also put an arrow and give you 0. Don't do this. You will write in the next step. This summation is 0.
तो कितना गधा मजदूरी कराते हैं ये एचएससी वाले. सर मैंने वो फिजिक्स पेपर में मैंने बस वो टाइम का फॉर्मूला लगाया प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन के लिए, मेरे को 0 दे दिया वो क्वेश्चन के लिए.
Guarantee.
Same, sir. वो unit test में.
That's the way they evaluate. Be mentally prepared. Don't assume that this formula will give me marks. Give them the proof on the paper. Their hands are also tied. They are clearly told this step exists, give them 1 mark. This step exists, give them 1 mark.
तो हर एक फॉर्मूला डिराइव करे बार
So can you repeat why that quantity?
1 mark questions directly you can answer it, but other 2 marks questions you will have to show them the working.
सर बट फायदा क्या है इतना सारा लिखने का?
Why?
12th के बोर्ड्स में मार्क्स मिलेगा.
हाँ, 12th के board. This is there in your 12th only, not 11th. 12th board, first chapter of your 12th board. हमें JEE के लिए derivation से कुछ लेना देना है नहीं. JEE के लिए I would have directly started from here. The derivation is for your HSC.
सर लेकिन ये वाला यूनिट टेस्ट अच्छा है बहुत ज्यादा. गूगल फॉर्म्स रख दिया
Google Forms test.
हाँ सर.
So we'll get the
आप लोग
chance to
Google-
study
Google
honestly
कर
for
लेंगे।
this test. We'll get the chance to study very honestly.
यस सर एकदम फुल ऑनेस्ट हो रखेंगे.
गूगल कर लेंगे आप लोग.
नहीं
मतलब टैब ही तो स्विच करना.
So can you repeat why did you assign that value 0?
Sigma of MIXI about the center of mass. Sigma of MIXI. Sigma is integral. Mi is dm xi. If center of mass is the
Okay,
origin,
sir.
sigma of MIXI is 0.
Yes.
So is it true that we get a break after our 11th का final exams college वाले?
Not a long break. Don't be overexcited.
So
Sir,
like
2 days
3
is
days.
enough for us. So 2 days is enough for us.
2-3 दिन तो मिल जाएंगे.
हाँ सर.
Sir, वो MT के
Sir,
बाद that one
उसका
holiday we had got,
होगा
sir.
ना?
It was a blessing actually.
Sir, the amount I exploited it, sir. 12 घंटे मैंने binge watch किया वो दिन MT के बाद.
मैं तो सोया.
You misutilized the time.
12 घंटे सोया.
Sir,
Sleep for 12 hours, it makes sense. Your body will need that. You get tired, fatigue. Can I rub the board?
So one more minute.
wait minute.
गप्पे मारते हो रीतते नहीं यार.
मजा आता है.
सर मेरे को स्टार्टिंग का पार्ट थोड़ा समझ नहीं आता, वो देख रहा था नोट्स में पीछे से.
कौन सा बोलो फिर से.
सर समझ नहीं आता तो नोट्स में पीछे से देख रहा था तो समझ गया अभी. डन सर.
Now, perpendicular axis theorem. Once again, you will not write perpendicular this way. How will you write?
So we will write perpendicular.
PERPENDA.
The only limitation for perpendicular axis theorem is it should be applicable for a plane lamina. Plane lamina. Not for a three-dimensional body. Parallel axis theorem is applicable for everything. Perpendicular axis theorem is applicable only for a plane lamina. A ring, a disc, a rectangular plate, square plate, all plane laminas, not for a three-dimensional body. So keep this in mind, don't forget this. Secondly, this is z-axis, this is x-axis, y-axis. I should have drawn the body first. This is a plane lamina, right? You consider a small element on the plane lamina. This distance will be y. This distance will be x. Ij will be Dij will be the mass of this element is dm. Dm into r square. Dm, definition of moment of inertia is mixi square summation.
Yes.
Dm into this distance square from the axis. Axis is this way. Dm into this distance square. This is r. This I will write as integral Idz is Ij integral dm into x square plus integral dm into y square. I wrote r square as x square plus y square. So Iz is equal to Iy plus Ix. Simplest possible definition. Dm into x square will be Iy. Dm into y square will be Ix. Apply this only for a plain lamina. Implies a ring, a disc, a square plate, rectangular plate, any plate will do.
So z-axis is the axis of rotation, right?
Iz. Iz is
Yes,
when
sir,
the
that-
body is rotating about the z-axis.
सर बेस्ट होगा कि एचएससी बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में हम लोग को आ गया एक घटिया सा क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन, फिर पेपर में लिख देंगे वी कैन अफोर्ड टू बी लेजी बट यू कांट, सॉल्व कर दो।
हाँ तो जीरो दे देंगे कुछ भी। एचएससी में डोंट टेक रिस्क।
सर 0 नहीं, उसका पेपर फाड़ देंगे।
भाई 1 मिनट रुको, कोई HSC boards में no jokes. Minimum 75% is very essential. Don't play jokes with HSC board.
Sir, has there ever been a case like a PACE student, he has done very well in JEE Advanced, लेकिन उसका HSC खराब किया तो?
JEE Advanced का नहीं, मगर हर साल मुझे कम से कम एक बच्चा मिल जाता है जो बोलता है सर MPC में his aggregate is above 75%, but एक सब्जेक्ट में 60 से 1 मार्क कम। And the problem for that is BITS insists that you have minimum 75% aggregate of MPC. JEE mains and advanced on the total aggregate 75%. वो तो हर किसी को मिल जाता है। MPC में aggregate में quite a few times I have seen chemistry में 1 मार्क कम आता है, because BITS का insistence is all 3 subjects minimum 60% आना चाहिए। उसका MPC भी aggregate is above 75. He got 85%, 86%, but मैथ्स में फिजिक्स में पूरा स्कोर कर दिया, केमिस्ट्री में 1 मार्क बिलो 60 पे अटका हुआ है। एंड उसे बिट्स में बहुत अच्छा ब्रांच मिल रहा है। नाउ देयर इट इज वेरी रिग्रेटफुल, बिट्स में गेटिंग कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड यू गेट एमपीसी एग्रीगेट।
So what happened to him then?
एंड देन केमिस्ट्री में 59 1 मार्क में, जबकि प्रैक्टिकल्स में पूरा मार्क दिया हुआ। ये इतना खराब परफॉर्मेंस नॉट एक्सेप्टेड। वो रिवैल्यूएशन अप्लाई किया, तब तक बिट्स का एडमिशन हो जाएगा, बहुत लंबी कहानी।
सर आपको
बच्चे को आईआईटी में भी सीट मिल गया। आईआईटी में दे डोंट आस्क ईच सब्जेक्ट मिनिमम 60%, तो आईआईटी इंदौर चला गया, बट ही वाज वेरी कीन ऑन गोइंग टू अ गुड ब्रांच इन बिट्स, ही हैड टू गो टू आईआईटी इंदौर। सो ऐसा कैंडिडेट्स बहुत मिलते हैं, दे ओवरलुक फ्यू स्मॉल पेटी थिंग्स। और केमिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट भी ऐसा इनऑर्गेनिक में भर भर के लिखना पड़ता है, थोड़ा लेजीनेस दिखा दिया तो काट देंगे मार्क।
सर डरा दिया सर, सीरियस होना पड़ेगा अभी उसके बारे में।
प्लीज बोर्ड्स डोंट टेक इट लाइट।
How much did you score in your 12th?
Mine was our time 65-66% I was distributing sweets. मुझसे क्या कंपेयर करोगे? 1989 की बात कर रहे हो, कितना पीछे जाओगे? राइट, मेरे टाइम से कंपेयर मत किया करो। लाइफ वाज मच इजियर ड्यूरिंग माय टाइम्स। 2 students in our whole school got above 75%. That was distinction, right? So
दो को IIT में
ऐसा अभी क्यों नहीं करते
they were
सर?
merciless in cutting mark. Maths, only subject where you can cross 90% was mathematics. If you write every step. किसी और सब्जेक्ट में कितना भी लिखो आधा 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 मार्क काटते जाए.
Sir, but TAFE should give full marks in internals, na, for HSC.
पेज देता है शायद
बहुत
से.
देता है, बहुत देता है आपको. एक मार्क भी काटने के लिए मिलियन टाइम सोचते हैं. इंटरनल्स में इतने अच्छे मार्क्स देते हैं.
सर इंग्लिश में नहीं दिए सर.
सर कॉलेज
ऐसे
की
भर भर के
बात
काटे
थी.
सर इंग्लिश.
हम अंधेरी में थे ना
अभी
सर.
11th में if they are not strict आप लोग सुनेंगे. So 11th they will be very strict.
वैसे भी कितना सुनना है.
सर ऐसा नहीं, करेक्ट आंसर के भी मार्क्स नहीं मिले
अरे
हुए.
हाँ सर.
हाँ सर, सर ने सर ने खुद लिखा था, वो मैटर में रहे. और उसके बाद
वाले लिखने की बहुत आदत है. बहुत
आंसर
लिखा है.
भी गलत है सर. कुछ कुछ मतलब क्वेश्चन भी गलत थे. उसका आंसर हम लोग
टीचर को आधी बार आंसर नहीं आते हैं ऐसा.
तो कह रहे कि क्लास में
Life
कराया
will
तो
become
तुम्हें
easy
क्वेश्चन याद
when
होना
we
चाहिए.
get back to work.
सॉरी सर.
Now we know parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem, right?
Yes sir.
Deal with a ring. The first structure, thin rod, we have already dealt with. For a ring, this is the z-axis.
Yes.
Radius of the ring is r. M is the mass of the ring. If you are seeing the top view, this will be the axis of rotation. Consider a small element dm at a distance of r. Top view will be this. This is the axis of rotation. Are you able to visualize?
Yes.
How do you define moment of inertia? Sigma of mi
dm r
xl.
square. Yes sir.
Integral of dm into
So
r
can we try
square.
now?
इसमें ट्राई क्या है? बहुत आसान है. आसान क्वेश्चंस I will solve. Tough questions you will solve. Integral dm into r square. R is a constant.
Yes sir.
dm is an
डाल दो बाहर.
easiest possible derivation that we can have. This you don't have in your HS.
सर ये क्यों नहीं है?
Only parallel axis and perpendicular axis है. These formula you'll have to remember. Formula by default you'll remember because you will use this innumerable number of times in solving this type. So moment of inertia of a ring about an axis perpendicular to the plane, about an axis perpendicular to the plane is mr square. I repeat, about an axis perpendicular to the plane for a ring. Though I am showing you a disc here, this is a ring. थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनिए, all of you. I need your attention. This is what you have calculated. IJ. IJ. Are you able to visualize this?
Yes.
Yes sir.
What I need is I can rotate the ring about this axis. This is x axis.
Yes sir.
Y axis.
Yes sir.
Can you see the symmetry between x and y? You cannot make out the difference. They are so symmetric. I don't need to shift my hands here and say this is IY. Isn't it?
हाँ sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
first thing that we get to learn here is when you take about x and y axis, IZ is equal to IX plus IY. Which theorem is this?
Perpendicular.
In this case, by symmetry, IX is equal to IY. Agreed? So
Yes.
IZ, which is NR square, is equal to 2IX or 2IY. Any one of them?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
IX is equal to IY is MR square by 2. So as far as the ring is concerned, IZ is MR square, IX MR square by 2, IY MR square by 2. One more thing that you need to understand. If I deal with a hollow cylinder, this is hollow cylinder. This will be capital MR square. This is a hollow cylinder. This will be capital MR square. Why will it be capital MR square here? Keep one ring over the other. Keep one ring over the other. Pile them up. Small MR square, small MR square, small MR square. If I add up, will it be capital MR square?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for a ring, about an axis passing through the center, and for a hollow cylinder about its axis, the formula for moment of inertia is the same. Ring about Ix and Iy, it will be mr square by 2. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
By default, you will remember these formulae because you will use it so many number of times. Specific energy need not be invested on memorizing them. Almost 90% of the problems in rotation go with hollow cylinder and solid cylinder. So hollow cylinder and solid cylinder, moment of inertia, you will remember.
Sir, can you show it on the DVD? What does it mean for Ix to be half of Iz?
Ix to be half of Iz.
Like physically, what does it mean? Oh.
That visualization is not good. That's the way the mass is distributed. The whole of the game is about mass distribution.
है क्या उसका YouTube पे कहाँ पे?
And I actually don't know how to show that, but
Sir, he's talking about visualization of this.
so this is exact. Right? Now see the distribution of mass above and below. In this case, distribution of mass radially outside, I have uniform distribution radially from my finger. But here, if I take this as the axis, the distribution is not as uniform as in this case. Right? You have got greater mass concentrated closer to the axis. So the moment of inertia decreases.
Acha, haan,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, what about that symbol cross with a circle? Is clockwise that?
Clockwise, anti-clockwise doesn't matter. Any direction it can rotate. Moment of inertia for us temporarily scalar.
No, sir, I'm asking about the symbol you draw.
That's
Cross
axis.
and
This one, axis. Axis.
Oh.
Top view when you see this is the axis.
okay, sir.
Done, sir.
सर जब आप वो कोरा के वो ऐसे रिव्यूज देखते हो और ऐसे आता है कि एसीपी सर इज द बेस्ट टीचर फॉर फिजिक्स, तो आपको ऐसे अंदर से खुशी मिलती होगी ना बहुत?
कुछ लोग गाली देने वाले लोग भी मिल जाते
क्या बात कर रहे हैं सर?
क्या सर, क्या बोला आपने?
कुछ लोग गाली देने वाले लोग भी मिल जाते हैं यार.
आपको
So that neutralizes.
Sir, I can't believe it. Impossible, sir.
नहीं सर, आपको तो गाली नहीं दे सकते हैं सर, मतलब सर ना 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 सर, नहीं मान रहे सर, ये तो नहीं मानेंगे।
सर ये अनजस्ट है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए।
Yes, sir, done.
No, the same thing extends for a disk. The same thing extends for a disk. When you are dealing with a disk, this is the most used formula for moment of inertia. Now, for a disk, what do we do is, if this is the radius, consider an elemental ring. Consider an elemental ring of radius x and thickness dx. Of radius x and thickness dx. Agreed? Are you able to visualize this ring?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
di is equal to dm into x square. अभी derive किया आपने moment of inertia of the ring.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All moment, हर ring का moment of inertia can be added up.
Yes, sir.
But first of all, dm need to be substituted. Mass per unit area into area of the ring 2 pi x dx. That into x square. Unitary method. Mass per unit area into area of the strip. 0 to r. Least value of x is 0. Maximum value of x is r. 2m by r square integral x cube dx. 0 to r. 2m by r square r to the power 4 by 4 mr square by 2. Do you mean to say for a solid cylinder about this axis, moment of inertia will be capital mr square by 2? Solid cylinder.
Yes.
How did you construct this solid cylinder here? Pile up one
Infinitely
disk
small.
over the other disk. Each
Yes,
disk
sir.
formula is small mr square by 2. Add up all the moment of inertia. I'll get capital mr square by 2. Right? The next is for the disk about this axis. X-axis, y-axis. Iz is ix plus I. How much is Iz? Mr square by 2. Ix and Iy are equal. So this becomes 2 times Ix or 2 times Iy. Ix is equal to Iy is Mr square by 4. Solid cylinder about its axis is mr square by 2. Ix and Iy is mr square by 4. The most used formula in this particular chapter for moment of inertia.
Sir, so basically it's easier for us to rotate it along z-axis because mass is less. मतलब mass distribution is. नहीं, sorry, along x-axis it's easier.
The moment of inertia is lesser.
हाँ, तो along x-axis easier रहेगा ना?
Right.
हाँ sir, ठीक.
Sir, it feels a bit counterintuitive कि like the hollow counterpart is like more easier to rotate than the solid one. More difficult to rotate, sorry.
Naturally, because you're assuming with the same mass.
Oh,
It is very
अच्छा,
intuitive. It is not counterintuitive. Listen, when you're taking the same mass, in the case of a disk, 10 1 kg is distributed from here till here. There is some mass coming closer to the axis.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But for a ring, the whole of the mass is on the ring.
No,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Correct.
It is
Yeah.
actually
Yes,
intuitive.
yes.
Right? You didn't consider the fact that you are taking both of the same mass. 1 kg mass, pura, the greater the distance, greater the moment of inertia. पूरा 1 kg आपने रिंग पर लगा दिया तो moment of inertia बढ़ जाए. Disk में you are bringing it closer. Only some part is on the ring, so moment of inertia decreases. Right?
On the disk, it's distributed, right?
हाँ.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, can you explain the unit area ka part again, the area of the small element?
Area of this element. Cut it and make it straight. Length into breadth.
Acha, so circumference into the breadth dx.
Circumference is the length, breadth is the thickness dx.
Samjha, sir. Thank you.
Tell me when you are done with it.
Done, sir. Sir, wait.
Wait.
So here is Ix equal to Iy even for the cylinder.
No. For the cylinder, Ix will not be equal to Iy. Don't. That is for a plain lamina only.
Yes, I didn't look symmetric.
Iy only for a plain lamina. Cylinder का ये मैं solve करूँगा class में. Don't run. Right? In class it will be done. This Iz is Ix plus Iy is applicable only for plain lamina. Neither can I use this formula, and neither is Ix equal to Iy.
Symmetry.
Sir, I had a doubt. Sir, you are taking a CD, sir. It wouldn't be a disk.
साल से बच्चों को ये समझा के था क्या? I had a doubt is past tense.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Sir, bank wala sir.
Sir, can you please move
1
aside a
second,
bit?
wait. Now are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have.
Bolo.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. You are taking a CD. It wouldn't be a disk. Neither it would be a ring, right?
It is an annular ring.
Yes, sir. So that.
I showed you as an example because for you to visualize.
Sir, I was just confused that it would be ring or not.
Right now, after this, we'll be dealing with annular ring.
Okay, sir.
Sir, done.
Done, sir.
Annular ring. What is an annular ring? It has an inner radius and outer radius. Most importantly, listen to one thing. The problem is this is half information. Moment of inertia is not a vector, but very technically neither is it a scalar.
Tensor.
It's tensor.
What is a tensor? नहीं पढ़ा है यार. इसीलिए this is half information. You will treat moment of inertia as a scalar till you take the JEE. IIT में घुसने के बाद की कहानी बाद में देखी. Till you get into IIT, moment of inertia is a scalar with only one precaution. Scalar को जब add and subtract करते हो, there are no restrictions. 2 kg plus 5 kg is always 7 kg. Scalar. Moment of inertia में add and subtract only if they are about the same axis. Add and subtract moment of inertia only if they are about
same axis.
Same axis.
Restriction आ जाता है. It is not a perfect scalar. समझ में आता है आपको भी. But neither is it a vector. So somewhere in between there will be a new quantity which will be defined for you once you enter into IIT. Till then you don't need what a tensor is. So don't worry about it. बस एक precaution याद रखो. Add and subtract moment of inertia only if they are about the same
axis.
Now this dotted region is given as small m. Dotted region is given as small m. Inner radius is small r. Outer radius is capital R. I want the moment of inertia about this axis. Will you try or should I discuss?
So we'll try.
Sir, we will try.
I am waiting.
So answer m r square minus r square by 2r है.
You fell for the trap. You took both the masses to be m.
Yes, sir.
M is the mass of only the dotted region.
So we have to use that m naught method how we did in center of mass.
Right.
Sir,
Acha.
m into r square plus r square by 4.
By 2 आ रहा है sir.
By 2 is
by 2. By 2. Sorry.
m into r square plus r square by 2 is correct.
Yes sir.
अरे yes, sir, got it.
So what is the answer?
M into r square plus r square by 2.
So, or alternatively, we can just change the limits from small r to capital R, right?
But while substituting mass per unit area.
Yeah, right. So you have to take the only that half area, partial area.
Now, total moment of inertia of the complete disk, mr square by 2 minus, I'll call the removed part as m naught. M naught small r square by 2. Neither did he give you capital M nor did he give you m naught. He gave you mass of the dotted region. What will capital M be? Mass per unit area. Pi r square minus pi small r square. This into pi r square. What is m naught? Mass per unit area. Pi r square minus pi small r square. Pi into r square. Right? Substitute m naught here, capital M here. Difference is the moment of inertia. Alternatively, consider a thin elemental ring. Consider a thin elemental ring at a distance of x of thickness dx. Of thickness dx. Di is dm into x square. Mass per unit area pi r square minus pi small r square into area of this strip 2 pi x dx into x square small r to capital R will be my answer. Both will give you the same answer. M r square plus small r square by 2. This is one way, this is the other way. Both should give you the same answer.
So can you explain this two particle method again?
Two particle method, they take the complete disk. Complete disk of formula is capital M r square.
Yes, sir.
Capital M is the mass of the complete disk. M plus M minus the removed part. This disk you remove. Disk you removed is M naught r square by 2.
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah,
can do the subtraction if and only if they are about the same axis. They are about the same axis. All you have to do is substitute capital M and M naught. Capital M is mass per unit area of the dotted region. Into area of the complete disk, I get capital M. Mass per unit area into area of the removed part, I get M naught. Substitute capital M and M naught here, you will get this answer.
Yes, sir, done.
So 1 minute. Yes, sir.
Done, sir.
Plane. First, let me take a rectangular plane. I want the moment of inertia about this. L is the length of the plate, B is the breadth of the plate. I want the moment of inertia about this axis. Right? That means I'm rotating it about this axis.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
No. Consider a thin element like this. Will this thin element be a thin rod?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it will be.
dm
M
L
R
square by 12.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
When I consider different elements, length of all those elements will be the same. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
12 is same for all. Yes or no? So integral di will be integral dm into L square by 12. I is ml square by 12. Simple derivation, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I expect you people to solve for moment of inertia of the plate about this axis.
The perpendicular axis.
Can you show which axis it is?
Axis the curve.
Okay, sir.
क्या हो क्या आंसर बोलो।
तब by 24 हो जाएगा शायद।
सर सेम ही होगा, बी हो जाएगा बस।
MB square by 12. MB square by 12. Consider an element like this. Will this element be a thin rod?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
B square by 12 for that. DMB square by 12. For every element you consider B is the same, 12 is the same. Integral DM is M. So MB square by 12. Now when you ask about the Z axis, this length is L, this breadth is B, this is Z axis.
हाँ सर इसमें 24 होगा.
IX plus IY.
ML square by 12 plus MB square by
Sir,
12.
6 हो
Here,
जाएगा.
IX is not equal to IY unless and until L is equal to B. If L is equal to B, then IX is equal to IY. Here IX is not equal to IY.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So here you use perpendicular axis theorem, right?
Perfect. IZ is IX plus IY.
Understood, sir.
तो फर्स्ट स्टेप में DM L square by 12 कहाँ से आया?
Thin rod. The element you considered is a thin rod, right?
Yes, sir.
Thin rod ka what is the moment of inertia about an
L
axis
square by
passing
12.
through the center? ML square by 12.
Yes, sir.
So in the previous question, so that capital M was M plus M naught, right? In the annular ring.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Hmm.
so can you show the rotation of that second part for MB square by 12? Okay, sir.
This is the axis. Right? If I consider a
Yes,
thin
sir.
rod, if I consider a thin rod when it is rotating about this axis, right? This thin rod, ML square by 12 आ गया कि नहीं?
Yes,
हाँ,
sir.
sir.
Now different elements I consider B is the same for all the elements. 12 is the same for all the elements. So integral dm B square by 12 may only dm need to be integrated like this. So I am left with MB square by 12.
Sir, for square plate it will be MS square by 12, right?
Diagonal. You mean this?
No, sir, for square plate it will be MS square by 6, na?
Right. I'll come to square plate. Don't mess it up. First complete this.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Square plate. Square plate is of length A and breadth A. Only then it's a square.
Yes, sir.
About this, it will be MA square by 12. About this also, it will be MA square by 12. About the Z axis,
MA square
it
by
will
6.
be
square by
MA
6.
square by 6. IZ is IX plus IY. MA square by 12 plus MA square by 12. 2 MA square by 12 is MA square by 6.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now look at the beauty in this problem. I want the moment of inertia about this axis.
रूट
सर दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा इसमें।
बिल्कुल नहीं,
ओह
एक झटके में आंसर आना है।
तो वो एक
सर
झटके में
सिमेट्री से
आंसर
सेम हो
होंगे,
जाएगा
ऐसा
क्या?
लगता है।
वो एक्स एक्सिस है भाई साहब, ऑलरेडी आंसर लिखा है आपने। Who told you that x and y should be only like this? It can be like this also.
Yes, sir.
क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Ix is the same.
A square by 12.
Ma square by 12. Iy is the same. Ma square by 12. Iz will be the same. Ma square by 6. तो rectangular plate में क्यों नहीं किया तूने? Rectangular plate में diagonals are not perpendicular to each other.
Yes, sir.
Yes, before you were born. Here diagonals are
Perpendicular to each other.
तो कल को आप बोलोगे even if it is not the diagonal, if x-axis goes this way, y-axis goes this way, it will be ma square by 12. Yes, this is a square plate. Let x-axis pass this way, y-axis pass this way. They are perpendicular. Ix and Iy, ma square by 12. For me, this is x and y. My only condition is x and y should be in the plane of the line, and z-axis should be passing through the point of intersection. So I turn x and y. I have no complaints with that. Till when x and y are perpendicular and they are in the plane of the lamina and the z-axis is passing through them. Z-axis is passing through the intersection of x and y by default is a requirement of the problem. Don't ever tell me I'll take z-axis here and x and y here. That does not make sense. X and y should be perpendicular. They should be in the plane of the lamina. अब x and y ऐसा है कि ऐसा है makes no difference for me. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So I'm not able to understand how it will be the same though, because now when you're integrating it, that length won't remain constant, right?
Which length?
So like dm into L r square upon 2.
Don't worry about it. After another say 15 minutes, I will derive that for a triangle. Triangle का I will take an element and I will derive the moment of inertia. Triangle का अगर किया तो पूरा आ जाएगा आपको?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. मुझे भी नहीं
Wait till I come to the triangle. In fact, after this, I should come to the triangle only. Let's hope we do it in today's class. Your doubt will by default be clear. Your question is, if you consider an element this way and integrate about this axis, will I get ma square by 12? 100% you will.
Yeah, sir, I'm asking how are you, like I understand the axes are still the x and y axis, but then how are you getting ma square by 12? Because like the manner in which you're rotating it is different, no? Now
Yes,
you're
sir.
rotating it like about its vertices. Pere it was only about a point on its sides.
Sir, in the diagonal also the matter is closer, more compactly close to the axis, right? So that is why.
Now, making you visualize that is on the tougher side for me. Let me derive it from this. You will be able to visualize it.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? For a triangle, when I derive, I take an element and derive. So that will make my life easy.
Yes, sir.
But before that, there is something else that needs to be done. Can I rub this part?
Sir, wait. Done, sir.
Now, what JEE people gave long back in 2000, 3 or 4 was they gave you. They took a circular disc. I wish I draw it properly. They took one piece of it and they asked for the moment of inertia. This is M, this is R. Moment of inertia about the axis.
Is this like 1/4 of the disk?
M is not the mass of the total disk. M is the mass of the leftover part only.
Per sector.
So
We
then you
find
can
it at
find the
the
areal
COM
density.
and then
So you
by
can
pi
find
r
the
axis.
density area and then you can like put 1/4. Is he crying or not?
Yes. Sun knows.
Sir, no.
And then tears. Yes.
So ये कैसा demonic laughter है?
Yes.
One piece of a pizza. Suppose you replace all the pizzas. What will all the pieces of the pizza? What will be the moment of inertia? Capital M R squared by 2.
Yes, sir.
Each piece of the pizza should be in the same format. Only then I can add them up.
Yeah.
M into R squared by 2 means when I remove one piece, you are telling me it becomes 1/4. This 1/4 is for the mass of this. Initially it was capital M. Now it becomes small m r squared by 2. R and 2 are the same. When I replace all the pieces of the pizza, I should get back the disk. Capital M R squared by 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So each piece of the pizza should be small m r squared by 2.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Understood,
The
sir.
mass distribution pattern is the same.
Bhai.
Yes,
Mass
sir.
distribution pattern is the same. So if the total piece of the pizza is a disk which is capital M R squared by 2. One piece of the pizza will be small m r squared by 2.
The small MR being the 1/4 of the big M.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Small m is the mass of the leftover. So when I replace all the 4 pieces, I should add up all the 4 pieces or 6 pieces or 8 pieces. Adding up all, I should get capital M R squared by 2.
Yes, sir.
Each of the piece will be small m r squared by 2.
And so we can add it because it is on the same axis.
Pardon?
So we can add it numerically because it is on the same axis.
Exactly. They are about the same axis. So add all the moment of inertia. And it should give you capital M R squared by 2. You know the final end result. So this will be small m r squared by 2. It's like telling you tomorrow they'll give you a ring. This is a ring, right? About this axis, and they'll remove this part of this and they'll leave over this part of the ring. About this axis, it will be mr square only because every small element is at the same distance of r from here. Every small element is at the same distance of r. So moment of inertia of that small element of the ring will be mr square. Only difference is m is the mass of the small element. M is the mass of the small element. I complete the ring, it will be capital M R. Based on this, I will lay a trap. Can I rub the book?
Yes.
Yes.
So one second.
We'll be taking doubts today.
No, tomorrow we have doubt lecture.
Yes, sir.
So, but it will still be easier to rotate a slice of pizza than the whole pizza, right? Because mass is reduced. The.
Total mass of the body changes, height changes, family increases. Say, or keep all the 4 pieces of pizza one over the other. And
sir.
again, mass increases, but the formula remains the same.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Second,
Square plate, right? You told me you know the moment of inertia about this. I mean square by
12.
12. Now I removed this part. What did I do? I removed one part of it. Just as from the disk, I removed 3 parts of the pizza. I removed one part. Moment of inertia will be the same. Only thing now m is the mass of the triangle left. If you
Yes,
gave
sir.
me m as the mass of the square, then I would make it m by 2. Do you agree with that?
yes.
Yes, sir.
So the formula is the same. Till here you are clear.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now I want the moment of inertia above. I want the moment of inertia about this axis.
Parallel axis.
Whatever are your answers, you will type in the chat box. Don't show. Type it to the host.
अरे नहीं लगा सकते
सर समझ गए सर समझ
सर
गए
शिवम
सर
भी नहीं
बहुत
है
बड़ा
सर।
मैं आ
स्कैम
गया।
करने वाले थे
आपने बोला था कि आप लास्ट 15 मिनट्स में ऐसा कुछ करने वाले हो।
आपने तो अभी बोल दिया कि आपने ट्रैप किया तो
गलती हो गई, माफ कर दो भाई। So think of your alternatives. I yet didn't derive the moment of inertia for the triangle.
So can you give 2 minutes sir? I
का
figured
फंडा
out what
नहीं,
to
जो
do.
इंफॉर्मेशन है आपके पास उसी से आपको आंसर डिराइव करना है।
हाँ सर सर बस 2 मिनट दीजिए.
square by 12. Somebody is typing m square by 12. Somebody is saying same. You have to solve this problem. Think carefully and solve. And people have spilled the beans on it. They already gave you the information that you cannot apply parallel axis theorem because this is not passing through the center of mass of the body. Parallel axis theorem तभी apply कर पाओगे when the axis is passing through the center of mass. This axis is not passing through the center of mass of the triangle. Directly application of parallel axis theorem is not permitted. Now think of an alternative.
Sir,
Sir,
is the answer MA square by 6 root 2?
That way I don't remember the answer, but I think no. I vaguely remember the answer.
So can you
No.
check I've sent it on chat?
Can you wait 1 minute before giving the answer?
I'll wait. I don't know the answer, so there's no point. Wait, I'll
Okay,
wait.
sir. अच्छा क्वेश्चन था सर ये वाला.
It's a well-laid trap. 99% of the students directly apply parallel access theorem for this. Agreed that I committed a mistake by telling you people that it is a trap.
So we can't use parallel access theorem because it doesn't pass through the center of mass, right?
Right. So the alternative is.
So you first find the center of mass के about the.
Yes, sir. By using parallel
Then
access
you use
theorem.
parallel access theorem.
Center of mass. ऐसा कैसे calculate कर लो यार? This is an isosceles triangle. This is a, which is a. Calculating this particular length
Very
should not
simple.
be difficult for you.
Yes, sir.
A cos 45, A by root 2.
Yes, sir.
And then center of mass divides the median in the ratio
2
2
is to 1.
2 is to 1, sir.
तो क्या करूं यार इस इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ? देख लो.
Oh, sir, got.
Now this I, which you know as MA square by 12, will be I about C plus M into D1 square. I take this to be D1. I know this I about C plus M into D1 square. So I about C आ गया. Now apply about this. I about C plus M into D2 square. What is D2? D2 is this.
Yes.
D2 is 2/3 the length of the median. D1 is 1/3 the length of the median. D2 is 2 by 3 A by root 2. D1 is 1 by 3 A by root 2. D1 यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट करो IC आ जाएगा. IC यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट करो I आ जाएगा.
So our answer is something 17 MA square by 36.
हाँ
Unless
थोड़ा
I
ऐसा
made some
गंदा आंसर आएगा. उतना तो याद है. कन्वीनियंट नंबर्स तो नहीं है.
Yes, sir, done. 17 by 36 आ रहा है ना?
17 ma square by 12. That's what I got. I don't know if it's correct.
Yes.
You are having the top view. This is of radius R. This is a disk. Disk. You are having the top view. Top view. You cut out a disk of radius R by 2. Mass of the dotted region is M. Mass of the dotted region is M. Find the moment of inertia of this disk about an axis passing through O, perpendicular to the plane. Find the moment of inertia of this disk about an axis passing through O, perpendicular to the plane.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Same problem you dealt with for center of mass, if you people remember.
Sir, similar.
Now mass shifts to the left. Now here you are asking me moment of inertia about this axis. Of course, it's not me who is asking, it's Irido who is asking moment of inertia about the axis.
So how is the disk rotating? Can you repeat, please?
About an axis passing through O, perpendicular to the plane. The marker is the axis. About an axis passing through O, perpendicular to the board.
So, so if I remember correctly, so we can't just directly assume the entire thing to be one point particle at the center of mass, right?
No, you cannot.
Huh.
You have to take the moment of inertia of the complete disk minus moment of inertia of the remote.
So, but I have a query. So for the reduced disk, like it's not along the same axis, right?
That is the trap.
This axis, don't confuse about any axis. I want about O.
Huh, that I understand. So, but for adding or subtracting moment of inertia, you said it has to be along the same axis, right?
Right. When you want to subtract this, find out the moment of inertia of this disk about O and do the subtraction.
Oh, acha, okay.
Sir, 3 mr square by 8 आ रहा है.
Once again, I don't remember the answer. I will solve.
Okay, sir.
So can you explain this one?
Now listen. Total mass of the disk I will assume is capital M. So moment of inertia is capital MR square by 2.
By 2. Yes, sir.
Now mass of this disk I will assume is M naught.
Same mistake.
But I know the moment of inertia of this remote disk about its axis, not about O.
Yes, sir.
M naught का मुझे about this axis I know the formula is M naught R by 2 whole square by 2.
Yes, sir.
This I cannot subtract directly from this unless I translate it about this. For M naught, isn't this the center of mass?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So using parallel access theorem, I translate
Yes,
about
sir.
O plus M naught into D square. How much is D?
R by 2. सर ये किया सर
अरे सर ये क्या
सर ये किया लेकिन आगे इसका कैलकुलेशन करो
Listen, capital M is how much? Small m by pi r square minus
pi r square by 4
2 whole square into pi r square. This is capital M. R square by 2 minus how much is M naught? Mass per unit area pi r square minus pi r by 2 whole square into pi r by 2 whole square. This is M naught. I bring it out common. R by 2 whole square by 2 plus R by 2 whole square.
सर वो
Mass per unit area into area of the removed part. Now that into R by 2 whole square plus R by 2 whole square. So here I have a by 2. Simplification here after is quite easy actually.
सर मैं यूनिट पे अटक गया था यूनिटरी मेथड से निकाल रहा
यूनिट मतलब
सर वो m का वैल्यू कैपिटल M एंड स्मॉल m का m कंफ्यूज हो गया
बहुत बार यूज किया ना यार, you're not supposed to go wrong with that.
हाँ सर कंफ्यूज हो गया था
Tell me the answer, I will write. I will not simplify further. It's your job. People who do not know 1 minus 1 by 4, raise your hands and get it chopped off. 1 minus 1 by 4.
सर किसी ने हैंड रेज किया
कौन है बंदा? ध्रुवेल.
सर ध्रुवेल ने
ध्रुवेल का बच्चा है.
क्या सर?
सर बोरीवली का है.
आ जाऊंगा बोरीवली कल ही. बोरीवली बहुत दूर नहीं है मेरे लिए अमरेली से.
फिर तो आ जाओ ना प्लीज.
सर पता नहीं
सिंगल
अचानक
भी आ
से रेज हो गया पता ही नहीं चला. नहीं सर आता है.
सर मुझे 13 mr square by 24 आया.
बाकी लोग कितना आ रहा है? No, don't give me different answers for this simplification.
सर मैं आंसर लिखने वाला हूँ डायरेक्टली. उतना सर मेहनत नहीं है सर मेरे में.
बहुत थक गए सर सुबह से लेक्चर अटेंड कर करके.
सर दुख गया.
सर आज 2 महीने के बाद जनरल ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री
मतलब ऐसा आधा घंटा पहले भी नहीं छोड़ा.
आज
हाँ सर 3 मिनट बाकी थे बस.
सर आज पूरा
सर 1 hour 57 minutes का लेक्चर लिया.
Okay, last problem of the day, simplification तो करना. मगर simplification करो.
Sir, I will get whatever answer comes in majority.
Sir, even I am getting 13 mr square by 24.
Okay. 2 students got 13 mr square by
24.
20.
हाँ सर सर.
3 students reported
Yes
this,
sir, same.
so we assume
Yes sir,
this is
same.
Same sir.
सर सेम.
बराबर है.
Tomorrow evening doubt lecture I'll take up booklet exercise 4. From exercise 4 we'll go to exercise 3. From exercise 3 we'll go to exercise 2. depending on
Sir,
the time availability. One
Sir,
second, listen. Do you people have any other doubt lecture also tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, sir, we have
Yes,
one.
sir.
Okay, fine. Not it.
ठीक है sir.
Sir,
Bye.
HCV also.
अरे अभी HCV नहीं. Wait a minute. HCV नहीं हुआ आपका?
हो गया
नहीं हुआ सर।
नहीं हुआ है
और डिस्कस नहीं हुआ
सर हाफ हो गया है
But
वो
कब
हमारा
से
सॉल्व हो गया,
exactly?
डाउट सॉल्व
सर
नहीं हुआ।
हमारा सॉल्व हो गया है कब का।
तो पहले HCV करना है. Why did we start exercise 4? Exercise 4 कुछ किया है हम लोगों ने?
सर हो गया।
Yeah, काफी-
यस सक्सेसफुल हो गया।
एक्सरसाइज 4 खत्म कर लेते हैं, कुछ
Last
10
part.
क्वेश्चन बचे हैं।
30 से।
Okay, exercise 4 खत्म करके पहले HCV करेंगे.
ठीक
उसके
है
बाद
सर,
we'll do exercise 2,
Okay.
3 और
सर
ठीक है
याद
सर, चलेगा.
कौन से डाउट।
So tomorrow HCV.
फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज 4 खत्म
And
कर
booklet.
देंगे. वो आधा किया ना यार. वो खत्म
पूरा-
करके HCV करेंगे.
ओके सर।
Okay sir,
यस
perfect.
सर।
थैंक यू सर।
So
Bye, sir.
13m
Thank you,
square,
sir.
13m into r square by 24 ही आ रहा है। यही आंसर आ रहा है।
We go with the majority.
Sir, space
Sir, can
testing
you
is
confirm once
faculty.
again what will be taken doubts first? So there was too much chaos. I didn't understand.
Exercise
HCV.
4 of the booklet first I will complete because we started that, and then solve HCV first. Then we
Okay,
will come to exercise 3 and 2 of the booklet.
Okay, sir.
Thank you sir, bye sir.
Bye sir, thank you.
Good day, bye.